In this example, we want to write a program to simply take this text. Then we want the program to count how many times would is in the text. First of all, the program considers all uppercase and lowercase characters the same. And second, it only looks for the word would, not when would is part of another word, basically. For example, we want to count this wood, we want to count this wood, but we don't want to count woodchuck because it's not a word on itself. This program is quite easy to code. Let's dig into it. So it doesn't ask us to write any function or structure our code in a function, so we can go with a function or without a function. For simplicity, I'll just go without a function. Let me copy this text exactly as it is, put it in here. Then obviously we can count wood manually in the text. It's quite simple, but we want to have a program to do it for us. And in order to do that, we need to basically use a loop that takes each of these words in the loop and then basically count it. So what we want to do is to have a counter, and then every time that the word in this text is wood, we want to increment that counter by 1. So let's initialize our counter by 0. Then we can just say for word in text.split. So what split does on a string, it returns a collection of the words in this string, a list of the words in a text, and that's exactly what we want. Then we take those words one by one, we compare them with the word wood, and if that's true, we're just going to increment the counter. What's done, we just print it. So once, twice, third. So wood is repeated 3 times. Now, look at the code. So if you look at here, we intentionally added a space between wood and dot, and also between wood and question mark. Because a split, what does is looks for spaces in the code, in the text, and then takes spaces out, and anything that goes between 2 spaces, it returns it as a basically new word. So if I take these spaces out and then run the code again, you can see it doesn't count this and this instance of wood. In order to resolve that issue, there are multiple ways actually to do it. One easy way is just to compile a list of all different variations of wood that we want to count and put them in a list. So we just say wood variations. Can say, so obviously it's wood, then wood with any sort of for example with full stop, wood with question mark, wood colon, wood with semicolon, etc. And then instead of saying, hey, if word equals wood, we just say if word in wood variation. It should gives us the same thing. An error. Where is our error? Yes. Let's take this out. and then it repeats exactly what we want.